What's happened to this individual is one of the saddest things that could ever happen to an individual. If you follow video game news on Twitter, then you have come across this Twitter user. Nibellion, something like that. Don't know, don't care. But his little avatar was One Punch Man with hair on his head. He's announced that he's leaving the platform. And the reason he's leaving is it's just devastating. So let's take a look. So he has over 400,000 followers. You know, people wanting to always be in the know of video game news. He's even followed by video game companies and publishers and people like Jeff Keighley. But with all that said, he was not able to raise enough money to live a lifestyle while always on Twitter giving video game news. He let everyone know that he had a Patreon and that he needed people to give him money to support his lifestyle so he could, do what he wants to do and also get on Twitter and give you video game news. And unfortunately, no one really wanted to give him money. So this is one of the most difficult times that an individual can go through. Whenever you have a dream and you go for that dream, the dream for him was to be able to stay at home, have a great life without having to work a job, and instead just put some video game news on Twitter. That was his dream. It didn't happen. And so what he's going through, I wouldn't wish it on my enemy. The sadness, the hopelessness, the anger, the frustration, the stress, having his dream just turn into a nightmare, going on Patreon and seeing that you're not generating enough money. And now he's facing the most darkest time in his life. He's going to have to do something that he doesn't want to do. He's going to have to fill out job applications. Are you kidding me? He's going to have to fill out job applications and get a job. Can you believe that? That's what it's come to. He's going to have to lower himself and get a job like just about everyone else in this world. That's unbelievable. Unbelievable. What kind of world do we live in where a man can't be paid by people to give video game news on Twitter? What kind of world do we live in where he's forced to fill out job applications and get a job? He has every right to lay at home butt naked, eating fruit salads while giving you news on Twitter about video games. But that can't happen because people didn't want to go on Patreon and give their money to him so he could live that life. Instead, they want to give their money to someone else or keep their own money. And now he's got to sit there and fill out application after application until he gets a job. And he's going to have to go to work. And you think he's going to have time to get on Twitter and talk about video games all day and night? No, he's not. He's going to have to work somewhere. And that's going to be depressing. Really depressing. So you guys have got to really be there for him. If you know him personally, really check in on him. Make sure he's not doing anything. Make sure he's okay. But these are dark days. These are tough times. Believe me. I have a YouTube channel. You think I don't want to be paid to play video games? Of course I do. That would be great. But you know what? I have to do what he's going to have to do. And that's work a job. That's what I do. Can you believe that? I have to lower myself to get a job. That's unbelievable. I should be getting paid to play video games, so I know exactly how he feels. Maybe you're just like me and you have to work too. But that's okay. We'll all suffer together. We'll all suffer together. So I just want you guys to know that this man is going through the roughest time of his life. He needs our support. I wish I could be there to help him with his first application. And could you imagine going to a job? What did you do before this? I was on Twitter giving video game information. Really? Okay. I mean, can you imagine? Could you imagine that? Going from the highest levels of social media down to working a job? Can you imagine? That's like being a Twitter movie star and then working at McDonald's. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. So whatever job he gets, I hope it works out for him. But this is what happens. You go for it, doesn't happen, you got to get a job. So I've been through it myself. Now he's going to go through it. So do I have nightmares at night? Sure I do. You know, is it hard to sleep? Yeah. But that's life. You know, we all can't be successful video game people where we live off of it. You know, just is what it is. So anyway, he's not dead. It's worse than that. He's got to get a job. And so that's the news on this guy. So just keep him in your thoughts, you know. But anyway, that's it.